Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. So today we have a new cross stitch kit from Vipcrossstitch, and let's see what we got. Ooh, can y'all see how pretty that is? Ooh, I'm loving it already. Ooh, look at those colors. Colors are already looking gorgeous. Oh, I'm excited about this one. Okay, now let's pull everything out here. Now, this cross-stitch kit is called Peony by Yishu. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Which is the company name that production for this, but it is sold by Vipcrossstitch. This particular one is an 11 count Aida fabric, and it's supposed to be approximately 40 by 50 centimeters, which is 15.75 by 19.70 inches. So it's not huge, but it's going to be fairly big. So I'm excited about this one. This is 1067 on their website. So you can't beat that. This is going to be, I think, a great project, especially for that price. I mean, you can't beat that price for a complete cross-stitch kit. And just look how beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So anyway, let's start with all the particulars. It has how to separate your threads for an 11 count. Of course, you're going to be using 3 threads per stitch, and then it tells you how to read and choose your colors according to either number or by the printed pattern, and it also has the numbers on your colors, your thread colors. It also tells you how to do an unprinted cloth. These stamp cross stitches, if you get the pattern, the Aida pattern wet, your pattern will disappear. So having this unprinted cloth instructions is such a great thing. And again, it says how to stitch unprinted cloth, like, you know, counted cross stitch. You count numbers, you count across, up, however, to get to whatever pattern you're looking for. So anyway, here are your different embroidery stitches. Of course, cross, whole stitch, half stitch, 1/4 stitch, 3/4 stitch, continuous stitch, back stitch, cast off, and a French knot. I do have a video on how to do a French knot, so if you're interested, go back and check that out. It's a fairly short video, but I think it covers pretty well. Also, we are on tear-resistant paper for our pattern, which is always fantastic. So, let me... Here we go. So, make this a little bigger so you can see. This cross stitch has 47 colors. Wow, that is a lot of colors. So I'm excited about that because that should give a lot of definition to our picture. Let's see. These patterns are, of course, you have your thread number and then your DMC number, and then you have the printed readout of how to do your patterns. There's different symbols for each color, and they do look like they're going to be pretty easy to read. Now, I don't know what they're going to look like on the printed pattern, but we will see. Sometimes the red, something similar like a red, and then this red with the triangle inside, can be somewhat hard to read on the actual printed pattern. So we will see what that looks like here in just a minute. Otherwise, it looks like it's going to be pretty easy to read. And check that out. And you can kind of see your pattern already, like this is that big flower. This one doesn't look quite as defined, but anyway, it should be fairly nice. I really love this. And of course it says on the corner, it says 39 by 49 centimeters, which is, if you see, it is 147 stitches across and 190 stitches horizontally, up and down. So let's check out our pattern. First of all, excuse me, y'all. It has, of course, your threader, and then it has your thimble, and then it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 needles. And these are 11 count needles, which is really nice. These feel like really nice quality needles, but they are a little short. I do wish that in some of these kits they would make these needles longer, or at least give you the option of having 1 or 2 of the needles a little bit longer than the others. But otherwise, these are really great needles. Okay, so let's check out this pattern. Ooh, it's bigger than I thought it would be. So we do have, again, our stamped pattern colors and our DMC numbers, along with our symbols. And usually I'll have to do a video on how I read these patterns according to these, so that you can actually check out how I do that. If you want to see that kind of video, let me know and I would be happy to do one for you. So let's look at our pattern itself, and it looks like it's going to be fairly easy to read. Now I will say that where I pointed out before that the red and the red with the triangle are very similar looking, so make sure that you are paying attention when you're doing those colors. And then again, this blue and this blue are look almost the same, except for there's a little white mark inside of it, inside of this blue, and not inside of this blue. But so you'll have to watch for that. I've also found that in certain lighting, you can probably tell the difference here, but this blue and this isn't really a black, this is a U. So I think that those U's could be a little better, but sometimes I have to look at the pattern to differentiate whether the color is a black, a blue, or is that U symbol. Sometimes also these browns and then the blacks, see, that is an actual black stitch. So sometimes the blue, the brown, and the black are kind of hard to tell apart in some certain lights. So make sure you pay attention to that. For example, let me show you this. Okay, here are the black and the blue together. Let me change the lighting. Okay, now can you see they look very different, but in this light they look somewhat the same. So make sure when you are doing your stitches that you are able to tell them apart. Again, here's the brown and the black, and they can be a little bit difficult to tell apart in some lights. So just make sure to keep an eye on that so you don't get the wrong color in the wrong place. Anyway, this has a little thumbnail of what the picture should look like, and if you look, you can tell that our pattern is nice and square on our fabric, and you can tell where each stitch goes. So you're not guessing like here if that stitch is supposed to be yellow or if it's supposed to be the little orange. You can tell where it's actually supposed to go. It's not, I guess the word would be cattywampus. What a word, right? That word always makes me giggle. So anyway, that is our fabric, and it is stitched on the edge, so you don't have to worry about doing the stitching yourself, and it will hold, your fabric should hold together and not fray on you, which I hate having to do the hand stitching around. It just feels to me like it's wasting time. So let's now check out our threads and see how close these thread colors match our picture. So first off, it's got these little things. So when I have these kind of ones that are individuals instead of this the whole line in one piece, I go through and I put either my number, my thread number. Let me see. Okay, this thread number, and I put it on here, on the back of the little card, so that I can kind of keep track of which color is what. And then later, like if I run out of a color, which I haven't yet with any of these kits, not one single one, I've wound up with plenty of extra thread on every kit that I've done so far. But you can always go back and call the company and let them know you ran out of a certain color and you would use this DMC number, or you can check out any craft store, Hobby Lobby, what have you, and pick up a subsequent DMC thread. It may be a little bit of different, because I think these are all cotton, but the DMC thread, here are the DMC numbers. I know I'm pretty sure that like this number's right here is discontinued with DMC, but they have another one that is the same color, just not that particular number. So anyway, you'll have to just check into that. If you run into that issue, let me know and I will see what I can do to find you the correct number. So these colors are absolutely bright and beautiful. Ooh, check out these greens. I love this lime green. If you know me, I love green. But anyway, let's see. These colors look very similar to our picture. Like the dark green is dark green. This lime green definitely is similar, not quite the same, but very similar to that lime green. Now our pinks, for this flower, we have, the colors are very close. Now they're not exact, but they are very, very close. Let's see. So they did a good job of matching up colors for these. Now, this color is not quite as hot pink as this one, but we will see. Sometimes when you do these stitches and a color gets next to another color, it kind of changes what that color looks like. So it could get brighter or darker. And then like here's the yellow, and it seems to match fairly well. So let's check out, where's the blue? That blue is pretty close. Yeah, so I think that the finished result is going to be fairly close to the original picture. So if you are interested in checking out this pattern, I will leave a link in the description box along with a discount code so you can save some coins off of any purchase from Vipcrossstitch. Again, this particular cross stitch was $10.67, and that is a great deal for all you get here. I couldn't put this kit together piece by piece. Like if I bought all the thread and the needles and the pattern and the fabric, I couldn't buy this for probably any less than 20 bucks. So make sure to go check it out. Have a great day.